Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and I play Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. I just woke the fuck up, bro. I got my fucking bedhead out today as we fucking record this shit. Uh, well, it shouldn't be here too long, at least on this first one. Planning to give you guys two vids today, and then I plan to fucking go eat. It's going to be fun, and then maybe we'll stream later tonight. That's the goal. So, hopefully we have quite the big day today. But first, I will start the day off with some good news. That's different, right? Good news. The good news is that I was incorrect about something. Thank God. And thank God I was. I don't know how I'm just now finding out about this. Why don't y'all ever tell me I'm wrong? I don't understand. Somebody in our comment section finally did tell me that I was incorrect, though, so I pinned it. And it's good news. It's good news. A few years ago, I believe I always said, like, in every single one of my videos, I hope to God I'm wrong. I always hope to God I'm wrong. I never, want to be right about anything. if that makes sense. So, the fact that we did get something incorrect, and it is a big thing that we got incorrect. I think that actually, potentially skewed the balance of the patch in their favor dramatically. Now it's a lot more even, knowing this. I still believe that Blood Rush is going to be good, so I'm not too much worried about the shit that they got in terms of strength versus what we got. It's just kind of about the same. But, you have to be injured for made for this to give healer endurance. It's clunky wording. And the fact that you also have to be healthy to use for the people, there's a contradiction there. Because you have to be healthy to use for the people and made for this, you have to be injured in order to use. There's a contradiction there that you don't, the perks don't work. So there is no for the people buckle up. That's not, in the traditional sense, that's not coming back. You can use for the people, we're gonna live forever to give the person on the ground endurance, but so that is coming back, and you can use made for this buckle up when the guy's under a pallet, or even just when they're down and the killer has a slug game going to give both people endurance. Though that's those are both technically true interactions that you can do with this. There's still a way to use it to give both people endurance if you're injured and heal someone off the ground, and there's a way to instantly proc the guy up off the ground with endurance again, no matter what, regardless of those two interactions are both back. They're just separate, if that makes any sense. It's like for the people buckle up is back, but it's chopped into two effects, if that makes any sense. Because the healer endurance is just on made for this, we're gonna live forever, and then the insta heal part is on for the people specifically. It's like that. It's like that one perk is split. Yes, technically, all three perks. They don't combo together though. So that's the good part. You have to choose if you're gonna use the insta heal part or the both people get endurance part of it, pretty much. And it is weird. It says killers are so odd these days to not understand how all this works. First of all, I rarely get things wrong. That's the first thing I'm going to say. I rarely ever get things wrong. And that made me think, why did I get this wrong specifically? And again, maybe y'all know this, so maybe y'all already knew this. I don't, but I think the reason for the confusion, because he said killers specifically, because I'm assuming I'm not the only one bringing this up. I think the reason for the confusion, number one, made for this is dead. It's not around anymore because it, as it turns out, was that 3% movement speed that really made the perk really fucking good and stupid. So as soon as, every killer knew that, but as it turns out, as soon as they, deleted the 3% movement speed, nobody uses it anymore. Now, technically, it's not deleted, it's still on deep wounds, but again, you counter Legion and Deathslinger, so you're not bringing one perk to counter two killers. But, I guess Pinhead and Trapper have add-ons that can give it to you, or Pig, but it's like, no one's running No one's running that shit. It technically can be procced pretty consistently with anti-tunnel stuff, but like again, it really was that 3% movement speed that was the ridiculous part of the perk. Nobody runs it anymore. I think we labbed it in our anti-endgame setup. Like, if you were really trying to not let the endgame build go off, I think, like, 2 people carry it, or whatever the fuck we were doing. But like, all in all, you don't see made for this anymore, because, again, it was that 3% movement speed that was OP, and so, like, the perk is pretty much dead. And it's really funny, when I mentioned the sheer number of perks, this was the first time I mentioned the sheer number of perks. There's just so many things that, again, when you have a 9 to 5 job, it's hard to keep up with everything. And then the last reason I think that there's confusion about this is the fact that there's not too many things in this game that occur simultaneously. Like, the thing about For the People and Made for This, like, is that they, like, where's the wiki? Okay, it's coming. Like, there's not too many things in this game, to my knowledge, that happen simultaneously. It's usually, like, a bunch of when A effects, or effects that occur in like, a order. Like, I guess. I mean, there's some things that happen, like, Sloppy Butcher applies Mangled and Hemorrhage at the same time. Sure, like, I mean, there's some stuff, but it's not something you're really consciously thinking about, because like, applying stuff at the same time is like, again, it's usually reserved for, like, applying multiple status effects at the same time. Usually, again, things like Dark Sense, that new Dracula Hex, Coup de Grace, stuff like it's a bunch of when A effects, and so, like, and For the People is something that, like, everything in For the People is occurring at the same time. It's hard to, like, view that, because a lot of stuff in this game, when you complete a heal, something happens. Like a bunch of, like those, Blood Pact, like the Power of 2 perks. I don't know if they actually fall into that category, but like Blood Pact, you complete a heal and then you get Endurance. I think, not Endurance, Haste, a speed boost on somebody, and there's probably more that I'm not thinking of. Like, when you complete a heal, something happens. And so it was very easy to lump For the People in with that same category, especially because it did synergize with Buckle Up, which it does say down here in the trivia that For the People's For the People will activate perks that only require a healing action to be completed. So it's like that does synergize with Made for This. It's just the fact that it's like, because everything's happening at the same time, you are healthy before you are healthy before it goes off. That's the reason that they don't synergize. So, like, For the People literally does every other healing perk in the game. Buckle Up and Blood Pact. Say, yeah. Like, every other perk, again, Buckle Up, that's another one that required a heal to be completed. Like, every other perk that requires a healing action to be completed, For the People does. So, and again, because you are going into the injured state, when it procs, it was very easy to assume that Made for This worked with it. Now, again, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Sure, don't assume things. And again, based on the wording, the wording of the perks does, as soon as you read it, you see that they don't work together. But it was very easy to, again, it's very easy to not go ahead and read that. Again, no excuse. It's just you can see why, like you say, it's it's so odd to not understand how it works. I don't think it's odd. I just think For the People should be worded differently. Like, there should be something in there that says that it's simultaneous. I guess Trade's one health state with that survivor implies that it's simultaneous, but it still says heal them. It should say something like, while healthy and healing a survivor without using a medkit, press the active ability button to activate For the People. All of these effects occur simultaneously. That would give you a little bit more indication that the heal is happening at the same time as when you are going injured. Like, because again, it all because when the order that it's listed, it says you become injured before the heal. So I guess if you go by the order, everything the heal actually occurs before the injured state. But I don't know, something a little bit different wording, just to like make that interaction a little more clear. The devs don't do themselves many favors with how interactions work. Like, speaking of the new Deathbound, it's hard to know that when they pick up slugs in the new Deathbound, like all it says is heal a survivor. Like, and sure, that's technically all you need, but when I think of heal a survivor, I'm thinking of when the survivor is being healed from injured to healthy. It should say something like when a survivor's like it should say something like, I don't know, when you progress a health state 4 or something like that. So a little bit different language to make those interactions, make those slug interactions a little bit clearer. When you heal a survivor, or just flat out say, or pick a survivor up off the ground, like, because again, like, when you heal a survivor from the injured or dying state, like, what does Deathbound actually read right now? Let's look at it. It just says when a survivor finishes or healing another survivor for the equivalent of one health state, Deathbound activates. What's it say right now? Okay. Like, it says for the equivalent of one health state. So based on that, it's like if you don't even heal them a full health state, it doesn't go off. But you can pick up slugs with it. Again, you see, like, there's perks all over the game that have bad wording in them that lead you to believe one thing about them, where if you don't know the interactions, you don't kind of know what they do. So, it's just one of those things where I think behavior needs to go do a perk pass and go update the descriptions, and they've done this before, because again, it used to be even worse. So like that's what I chalk it up to on the confusion, and obviously another factor about why killers are so quick to jump on the fact that For the People Buckle Up was back is because that shit was so fucking broken. If anything is dressing up in a Halloween costume that resembles it, it's hard to not get concerned, especially with the current state of the game and the way everything is currently going. Right? It's very easy for the survivors to just be like, Killers is so odd. It was broken, bro. It was fucking busted, and again, anything that resembles it gets immediate panic out of at least me, because that was busted. You know how many downs that I've lost because I knocked someone over and their teammate ran out and just picked them up, and then they both had endurance? Like, that shit was fucking broken. Like, that is definitely the fucking trigger point for that shit. Although I will say for Otterly, I don't make it sound like I'm trying to get defensive here. Otterly could have like been a massive dick because we were incorrect, and he wasn't. He/she, they wasn't. So a big shout outs there. I did want to pin that comment just to make sure it was very clear to everybody that we were incorrect, and thankfully it's not as strong as we thought it was. Now again, one final thing. That being said, it will still be good because like For the People We're Gonna Live Forever is still viable. You can still use that. If you're trying to desperately save somebody from a tunnel, you can still go over there when you're healthy, instantly give up a health state, and instantly pick that guy up off the ground. You can do that right now, technically, though. So it's like, how much of a buff is it? Hard to say. And you can also throw Buckle Up in there as well to give the guy a speed boost. So you can still do For the People, We're Gonna Lay for Whatever, and Buckle Up. If you really want to save somebody from a tunnel, that is an option you have. I think there's better options to save somebody from a tunnel, and most of the time, effective body blocking in a Swift is pretty much all you need. But it is an option that is there that is not the worst thing in the entire world. And then, as I've also covered earlier, made for this with We're Gonna Live Forever. If the killer is just slugging and returning, like if the killer has a lot of pressure, that those two perks together can be described as anti-momentum, because when you heal somebody, you both get endurance. You get that part before the people buckle up. So, as a killer, my advice is to make sure you are stopping to take your hooks. I got burned by Unbreakable last night, which a game we lost a game we would have won had we taken the hooks because we got burned by Unbreakable. So it's like make sure you are still respecting these perks enough to not lose all of your fucking value. But they are not as it's not as fucking strong as we were all fearing. And again, thank God for that. So I was wrong about that, and I just wanted to make sure I come up here and clarify. So I will take the L on that, but again, it's not really an L because that shit ain't in the game. That really stupid bonkers effect is not in the game. But that being said, I am getting the hell out of here. GG's. I will be right back. So I'm making another one.